want to do a quick take on the Toyota Supra. I'm just going to be going over some points I want to point out and speak my mind. Maybe it's going to be a rant. I don't know, but welcome back to Car Domain, your number 3 source for automotive news. And today we're going to be going over the Toyota Supra, the new generation, right? The Toyota Supra, I think, wouldn't have been made if it wasn't for the BMW collaboration. And, all things considered, as of recently, there's been a lot of articles pointing to the Supra actually making more horsepower than it actually is being rated at. So Toyota is underrating the engine. So people are saying it's closer to like 380 horsepower, 390. Hell, it might even be like at 400 horsepower, which is, I think, perfect for the Supra. I think that's where it should have been. I think that's what a lot of people were wanting. I think 330 was kind of low. That's not really a number that impressed a lot of people. And I think them underrating the Supra isn't necessary. This isn't the gentleman agreement, back in the 90s with the big auto manufacturers in Japan. So I don't see any need for this type of, underrating engines. But, maybe it's an insurance thing or something, or they're trying to hide something. So, but yeah, the Toyota Supra making more power than it should, which is always a plus, right? The BMW engine, I know there's a lot of, hate towards that. And I understand it. It's not a Toyota product. Now, to be fair, though, Yamaha kind of helped with the 2JZ. For Toyota back when they made the other Supra, the last gen, the Mark IV, I believe. So can't really call it a completely foolproof Toyota design, but yeah, it was definitely more Japanese involvement in that car, and I think that's why people are getting a little bit more mad since this looks more like a reskinned BMW, which I agree with to a certain extent. And I really don't have a problem with the design language at all. I think they really did a good job of interpreting the FT1 concept that was a big hit, I think, at that like little reveal thing. I think it was in California, kind of like a teaser for what was to come for Toyota Supra. And, I would have wanted to have the FT1 concept. I know they did it with the LC500, but unfortunately, it looks like they couldn't pull it off with the Supra. They had to go to BMW, which is unfortunate. But, the design cues and language is still there in the new Toyota Supra now. The engine is a BMW engine, and a lot of people have been saying, well, it's garbage, how can this be a good engine, blah, blah, blah. Only time will tell. And there is reports that Toyota went over the engine and they changed some stuff. They put the Toyota tune on, the Japanese tuners, stuff like that. So it's kind of like a Toyota-ized edition of the BMW engine, straight six, which is kind of good for us since it's kind of Toyota getting grubby. They're getting their hands grubby, what do you call it? Dirty, getting their hands dirty with the engine, working around it, and making sure it's up to Toyota standards. I think that's a great thing for them to do for us because we all know BMW's kind of when it comes to reliability, and Toyota's for like practically number one. I think that's like an undisputed thing. Although you can have Honda in there, I guess you could say. Definitely not Nissan. Oh, no, not after the Renault merger. And Nissan, that's a whole nother bucket of worms we need to get into. There's power to the car, definitely, and it's not a GT car anymore. The Mark IV, I think, was a GT Cruiser. I don't really think it's a pure sports car. It was a big car, right? This car's a lot shorter, I think. It's shorter, more compact, more nimble, more faster. You get better acceleration, and it's faster, too, due to the fact that, yeah, there is no manual transmission. I know that's a big factor, why people don't like the car. Oh, it should have a manual. And I agree, I think there is a market for the manual. Just look at Porsche. They keep making cars with their manual transmission, I think the GT4 Cayman, the new one, I think it's going to be in a manual transmission. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the 911R is a recent example of them bringing out a manual car, right? In an era where everything is dual clutch transmissions and like some weird CVT from Koenigsegg, it's nice to see a regular stick once in a while, right? Have some fun with the car. Don't let the computer drive it. But since there is no human element in shifting your gears, the computer can do it infinitely faster than we can. So that's why the new Supra is faster than the old one, right? So there you go. Sometimes technology makes you go faster, right? Now, the interior, I don't really have a problem with it, and I really don't understand why people are complaining about the interior. I know some are, but you really shouldn't. If you're getting a BMW interior, quality type in a Toyota, why are you there? I think you're kind of winning in that situation. You're buying a Toyota, but you're getting a BMW interior, right? Kind of a lot better than what the standard base model Toyotas have, I imagine. So on that front, I really don't see a problem with it. Now, when it comes to heritage and stuff, yes, I think Toyota screwed up royally when it came to creating a successor. Should they have called this car a Celica, maybe? Maybe, but I think they would have been pissed. They would have pissed off fans either way. Now, is it more BMW than Toyota? Oh, definitely, it is more BMW than Toyota. There is no disputing that. But there wouldn't even be a Supra without the BMW collaboration. Now, a lot of people I know, because I'm partly one of them, would have rather never seen a new Supra than seen this quote-unquote monstrosity, right? Now, I think no matter what Toyota did, they were bound to get heat for this because, okay, let's say they build their own engine, right? Well, let's see. They go to Lexus, because Lexus, a lot of their performance division is there, right? The RCF, the people who brought you the LFA, the beautiful V10, ooh, beautiful car, beautiful sound. And Yamaha also helped them with the LFA's tone, the exhaust tone, beautiful sound. So they make a Lexus-based Toyota Supra, right? A big GT car, I guess, maybe use the LC500 chassis, convert that for a Supra. they stuff a big old V8 in it, and then they release it. Oh, well, I hate this. This is a V8. How can Toyota be doing this? Blah, blah, blah. So Toyota's like, okay, what if we use a V6? It's a 6-cylinder. The original Supra was a 6-cylinder. Oh, the MK4 Supra was a inline 6. How dare they use a 6-cylinder from their peppy Lexus lineup? I will not have it at all. And so no matter what Toyota really did, it was kind of a losing battle because they were not going to develop their own inline 6 engine at this point. I think there's no point in them in wasting all that money and resource into an engine that they really can't really even fit, I guess, in a Camry or a Corolla. You know, they're big volume cars. It'd be very, very unique to the Supra platform, and not a lot of money to be made there, honestly. If you're not going to be able to use the engine for other cars, you know, not really a point in building it. So you kind of have to understand their thought process from that also, you know. Now, BMW, they have straight sixes. Perfect company to hit up. Now, I think Mercedes-Benz was getting into the game with straight sixes, but I think I'd rather have a BMW inline 6 than a Mercedes-Benz inline 6 than a Supra, right? Now, at the end of the day, is it more Toyota than BMW? Is it really a Supra? Not really. It's just something with the Supra name tag on it, albeit I think it's a really good product. I don't think it's a failure, but definitely Toyota isn't living up to the hype of the original, right? Obviously, I think there's a lot of hype also associated with the aftermarket tuner scene, seeing 1,000 horsepower Supras. I think that also affected the perception of the new Supra. Like, oh, like it's not 1,000 horsepower. What? I thought all Supras were 1,000 horsepower. You know, I think that also hurt Toyota's reputation with the new Supra. I think it's the Mark V, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. All in all, though, I think I don't think it's a bad job. I don't really think at all. I mean, when we talk about the BMW engine, that's the biggest part, right? Because I think Toyota tuned the chassis to their liking. And I do think the Supra is faster in a straight line than the BMW Z4. I think there was a test online. Same car, right? Technically. Same engine, technically, I think. And they both did a quarter mile, and the Supra came out on top all the time. So, yeah, we did get the better end of the stick. Better end of the cake on this one, guys. The Toyota edition is better, I guess you could say, than the BMW one. Supra, kind of difficult, you know. BMW's a lot in there, and not really a true Japanese product. A lot of foreign interference in the new Supra, I guess you could say. But, you know, this just goes to question what type of collaborations are Toyota going to do with future interpretations of their car. I keep hearing rumors that the MR2 is going to be revived at Toyota. And I think the logical partner for the Toyota MR2, you know, 2020 or whatever they're going to release it is the Lotus company. Lotus, why specifically? Well, they already have mid-engine cars, right? And another interesting bit, they use Toyota engines for their cars. I think the Evora uses a V6 from a Camry, right? And I think the Elise, the Lotus Elise, uses the old Celica's four-banger, except it's a lot more reinforced, a lot better tuned up than the Toyota Celica one. They've been using Toyota engines for a long time, so I think maybe Toyota's eyeing Lotus. They want to do a collaboration with them because honestly, you know, I think if they do collaboration with, like, let's say Porsche, I think it'll be way out of the budget. You know, if they're trying to keep the price on the MR2 low. But even then, you know, even buying a Lotus, it's still an expensive endeavor. So maybe even that won't be enough to drive down prices for the new MR2. It'll be interesting to see who they collaborate with the MR2. I really think they will bring back the MR2. But if the new Supra sells, like, you know, piss poor, they might not even release the MR2 due to the fact that the Supra failed as a sales figure, you know? Yeah, but for me, I think Lotus might have a hand with the MR2 simply because of the relationship they've had with Toyota. They've been using the V6s and the inline 4s or transverse 4s that Toyota uses for their sports cars and their supercars, or I guess you can call them supercars, kind of maybe the Evora supercar. Kind of a 911 competitor in some ways, I guess. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about the Toyota BMW Supra. I know a lot of people like to add the Z from the BMW Z4 to the Supra, so it's Supra, right? Real catchy, real funny. Let me know what you think of the BMW Supra in the comment section down below. Do you hate it? Do you really think they should have used the name Supra? Do you think it's an okay car, just badly named? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, thank you for listening to Car Domain, your #2 source for automotive content. As always, take care, and I'll catch you guys later.